Good evening, folks. I'm Joan, and I just thought I'd come and talk to you for a little bit. It's Monday, and a lot of people have the Monday blahs. You got to return back to work after the weekend. You got to start your routine all over again for the week, and sometimes it can really suck, and you might have a crappy day at work, or maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and it's winter. You got the winter blahs, but that's not why I'm here tonight. On top of all that, the reason I came to talk to you is because I personally had a few events over the weekend, and it got me in this funk that it's hard to pull yourself out of, and I know many, many of you are going through the same thing. So I figured, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this and shine a light on it. This looks like it's heading in my eyeball. See what I mean? It's one of them days. Okay, so getting back to what started this for me. Normally, I blow things off. What hits my left shoulder, I let it roll off the right shoulder, and I do not hang in the negative. I I like to keep a positive mindset. This thing's driving me nuts. I like to keep oh, there's my black blob. I like to keep a positive mindset. It's healthy. And unfortunately, my way of doing if some heavy stuff comes down and lays on my shoulders, um, I like to jump in my car and take a ride, clear my head. I like to go take a walk around the block, breathe in that fresh air and just clear my head. And but I'm telling you, this thing's pissing me off. We've had some really deep freeze weather, okay? I mean, wind chills equivalent to 20 to 30 negative, negative 20 to 30 mile an hour. You could not go out. So there was no way for me to jump in my car, go take a ride, clear my head. No, I'm not going to put that kind of stress on my car. And there certainly was no way of taking a walk. So what did I do? I sat in my chair and my monkey mind kept working over and over and over and over. What started this little hamster wheel going is a friend that I grew to care very deeply for passed on. And everybody's going through their own journeys with grief. Um, before 2021, and people got ill. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. We used to go to a local diner. There was about 6 of us women used to go to a local diner, and we'd have coffee and maybe a dessert, and we'd spend, God, hour and a half, sometimes up to 2 hours together. Just we were all single women. We were all this was our social time, right? And, when you live rural in a small rural community, you find that tribe. You find your tribe, your clique, and that's what we were. We were a clique. We all had things in common. Um, Many of the women, their husbands had passed on, and um, I was single by choice, and so we didn't have partners, but we had each other. Every Tuesday, we had each other. And when everybody started getting sick in 2021, we decided, because we're all retired, right? We're all elderly. And we decided, okay, we're not doing this. No, let's just wait. Nobody needs to pass anything to anybody else, you know. And some of us stayed in touch by phone, but not a whole lot. And it just kind of dwindled, right? And then after a few months, I got notification of one of our ladies passing, which was quite shocking. Nobody knew she was ill. Um, it was quite sudden. Uh, it wasn't a heart attack. I think it was cancer. It really was sudden onset. And it, God took her. And so that started it. But we still had, the other 5. Every now and then we'd get a phone call, we'd make a phone call, right? Or I'd go to the grocery store, run into somebody. So there was that, not constant contact, but, you know, sporadic contact where you still had some kind of a connection. Well, then about last spring, almost a year ago, I got word that another lady passed on. And she ended up getting sick, and couldn't recover, and she passed on. So that was the second of our tribe, right? Now I was close to that one. Her and I used to talk on the phone. That was a heavy hit, right? So time went on, and Saturday, I got notification of a third. Only this one hit me the worst. This one, when she walked into the coffee shop to sit down with us, the whole room lit up. This one exhumed love and joy. This one, you could throw any kind of a negative at her and she would flip it and uplift your mood immediately. She just was one of them people that regardless of the low, she would push it up to a high. So when I heard about this one, that was it. That was it. It cracked me. It just cracked me. If you read my bio in the notes, you know, um, grief is my life. Grief is what I excel in. What a gruesome way to put that. I've had experience of all kinds. I have counseled all kinds. I have dealt with all kinds. I am a grief coach until it comes to myself. And this one really laid heavy on me. Really laid heavy on me. And I had no escape. Couldn't take a ride to think this through. Couldn't go for my walk and be out in Mother Nature. Couldn't go to my lake and sit by the lake and have my talk with God. I couldn't do any of that. So I wallowed in it. And I let it embed me deep. And I know better. I know better. So I decided I'm going to come and talk to you about it because I know everybody is going through this. Everybody. Everybody I talk to is telling me about who they know, about what happened in their life, what happened with their friends, what happened with their family member. I'm hearing it from all sides, and I'm right there for them. Emotionally, spiritually, I have a listening ear. Like I said, until it came to myself. So, how did I pull out of this? Well, I haven't quite yet. But this is the way I'm trying to look at this. This is what I know. I know that she hears me. I know that the other two hear me as well. I know that We are like a caterpillar. You and I, right now, in this body, this is a caterpillar body, right? And as we grow older, we grow our cocoon to shroud us, right? And then when the time is right, just like a caterpillar, we emerge and we shed this caterpillar skin and we turn into a beautiful butterfly and we fly away. That's what happened to my 3 friends. That's what happened to my son. That's what happened to my father. That's what happened to everybody in my life that has passed. They shedded their skin to leave the cocoon and ascend to God because we all return back to our Creator. We don't die. We might use that term. Oh, this one died, that one died. The meat suit died. The caterpillar died. But what was in that suit, they crawled out of that shroud, that cocoon, and they flew and rose and ascended as a beautiful butterfly or an angel. They can still hear us. They could still see us. But we're not there yet to be able to see them. But eventually we will be. But I can sit here and as I'm talking to you, I can envision the 3 of them on the side of my screen, listening and smiling because they're enjoying what I'm saying. They're enjoying being that ascended butterfly, that ascended angel. When we go to a viewing and a funeral, when you walk up to view the person, whether it be a loved one, a friend, a business associate, whatever the case may be, you've got to know in your heart you are looking at their shell. It's like a cicada. You know how a cicada sheds their shell and you find the empty cicada shell on the lawn because they burrowed back under the ground? That's exactly how I think when we go to view a deceased loved one, we're viewing their shell. It's like our final viewing, our final goodbye to the person as we knew them, that that body, that face, that is what we will not see anymore. But their soul is probably in the same room looking at their own body in the casket and looking at who's saying goodbye, who's you just can't see them. Our souls never die. Never, ever, never. Tells you that right in your Bible. Even those that don't read the Bible. You know your soul lasts forever. It you ascend. So therefore, your soul is who you are. Your soul is your personality. Your soul is your love, your laughter, your compassion. Your soul is your mind, your knowledge, your being is in your soul. That ascends. What you're leaving is that the outer suit. It's not your soul. Your soul is alive and well. It left the cocoon and you spread your angel wings and you ascended. Same as them. So as I'm sad because I won't be able to ever sit down and have coffee with these 3 ladies, it's okay. Because I could talk to them anytime I want now. Anytime I want. I could say, "Hey, Anne, I'm thinking about you. Hey, Betty, I'm thinking about you." And I can smile and they see it. Trust me, it happens. You know, I'm gonna tell you a little story, and I don't wanna make it long. When I go to the lake and I sit by the lake and I talk to my son, I do it all the time in the summer. I do it all the time. I go during the week when nobody's there. And I'll get out of my car and I'll stand by the shoreline of the lake and I'll have a talk with him. And I'll pour my heart out to him, tell him how I miss seeing his smiling face and that I can't wait to see it again. And then when I'm all done, I'll tell him It's time for me to go back home now. But at your convenience, because they're not sitting up there idle just waiting to serve you. They got chores up there. They got, they're attending to others. They're with your other previous loved ones that's passed. So I always tell my son, at your convenience, can you drop me a synchronicity? Give me some kind of a sign so that I knew you heard me, so that I knew you were sitting on the rock next to me, so that I knew that you acknowledged my love, my words, my visit. And then I say my goodbye to him. I get in my car and I go home. I am not lying to you, nor will I ever mislead you. But every single time I have done that, either that day or within the following days, I will always either find a beautiful feather or I will see a blue jay. A blue jay is his sign. A lot of people say red cardinals. Nope, nope. For him, it was a blue jay. So I will either get a beautiful white feather or I will get a blue jay, which is really weird where I live. But I do see them. And they will chirp at me. Or I'll get some other synchronicity. I might find a penny next to my car when I go to the grocery store. And always look at the date on those pennies or coin. If you happen to look down on the ground and you see a coin laying around your car, pick it up, look at the date. The year on that coin might have meaning. Now, if I find a coin that's from 1975, that was the year he was born. Or if I find a coin that says 2010, that's the year he died. If I find a coin with those 2 years on it, I know it was meant for me to find. Keep that in mind. Do that. So I hope this helped you out. We're gonna hit 30 minutes here, and I just wanted to talk to you, and I know you're all right there with me. I know every single one of you has known somebody or has personally you have lost somebody. And I want you to know, yes, it's sad that we can't hug anymore. We can't sit physically anymore. But don't you ever doubt for 1 second that they cannot see or hear you, because they can. Or you might also have a lucid dream about them. If it's a very vivid dream, believe it. It's them coming to give you a message. I love you all. Thank you for this talk. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have lots more for you. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. God bless.